To a United States Marine, Tarawa is considered hallowed ground. Today, a Marine C-130 has arrived here with a color guard from the 2nd Division, the same division that fought and died here. They will bring their brothers home.
That saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Marine First Lieutenant Dean Ladd traveled from Spokane, Washington to attend the ceremony. Unlike today, on November 20th, 1943, he never actually stood on Tarawa. Hung up on the reef, he and his men tried to slog ashore through heavy enemy fire. Nearly drowned, he was rescued by Lieutenant Eddie Albert.
I shot through the abdomen, went to my bladder and my large intestine. The only reason I'm here today that I got dragged back to a landing boat at the reef, and then the landing boat took me back to the tube transfer I've been on, and the surgeon that operated on me within about an hour after it was hit, he had been an abdominal specialist at Mayo Clinic.
I was standing on the beach and somebody said, "Look at that." I looked out there and I saw an officer. You could see he was an officer because he was wearing an officer's cap, not a helmet. There he was, leaning down in his boat, in his Higgins boat, pulling guys up by the arm who had been wounded and were lying in the lagoon. I could see the machine gun bullets splashing all around him, hitting his boat, but he kept doing this. Now, how many guys he picked up? I heard later they were up to 70.
Eddie Albert's bravery was recognized with a Bronze Star. For the Coast Watchers of Tarawa, their bravery is remembered every April 25th with a roll call of their names. Included in the reading is the name of an 18-year-old from Marblehead, Massachusetts, PFC Arthur Soames, Jr.
Knowing his remains represent all the Marines who died there and the Marines whose remains are still lost. He's kind of their representative. I think my aunt and uncle, if his remains had been found there in Tarawa by Big Louie, they probably would have liked to have him had come home. And it's probably just as well he stays right where he is. He's being remembered in 2 places, which is more than a lot of people who died during the war.
After the war, Marine General Julian Smith noted that the Battle for Tarawa was the beginning of the end of Japan's dream of empire. And for Americans, it was a huge first step towards victory in the Pacific. For the families of thousands of unaccounted for servicemen, that victory came at a terrible price. Recently, the United States Congress has stepped in to ensure that more families will get closure as their boys finally come home.
We're under a mandate now to increase the identifications to 200 or more. And then what we're doing with that is that we're starting to ramp up the number of personnel that work here.